My name is Gurveer Brah, and this is Screen Off Script. Today, I'm here with the voice cast of JUJUTSU Kaisen, Adam McArthur, who plays Yuji, and Kayleigh McKee, who plays Yuta. First off, guys, congratulations on season 3.
Thank you so much, bro. Thanks for being
Thank you,
here.
Gurveer.
Appreciate your time. All right, so I'm taking a big swing on this first one. I'm going to ask you a leading question, and then I'm going to ask you, hopefully you can hear what I got to say. The first thing is, what do you think is an appropriate age for a kid to start JJK?
Birth. Get him started young. No.
Play it while in the womb, like they play Beethoven.
Exactly. I held at a convention like a couple weeks ago. I held a baby, a 6-month-old or 5-month-old baby dressed as Choso, and it was the cutest little big brother I've ever had. It was so adorable. She was so cute. I would say, listen, it depends on the parents. Parents, you decide for your kids, but I would say I think 13, maybe 13 or 14. I know that there's some younger kids who watch it. Yeah, maybe 13. That's probably
okay. Kayleigh, you agree?
Yeah, I literally PG-13. Parental guidance. Of course, I was allowed to watch anime like Akira when I was in first grade. So, it's different for everybody.
All right, that's good to hear because I have a 8-year-old nephew who had a question for you guys.
Okay.
This is a cool opportunity.
Awesome.
I was like, you know what? Let's find out if this is bad parenting first, and then let's find out afterwards if they like this question. Again, he's 8, all right? I'm curious what you guys think.
What's his name?
His name is Jorah.
Jorah.
Good
okay,
kid. He loves anime, but loves JJK. Like, you have no idea.
The Kashimo versus Hikari fight in season 3.
Is the Kashimo versus Hikari fight in season 3? Can you guys give us any hype to get excited about this season?
Listen, we're not allowed to give spoilers, but I think you got to tell him to be as hyped as possible, and he will not be let down.
I love that answer. I love that. The cool thing is, I feel like I grew up on Shonen, right? And it's still this thing I do where I'll watch it and I'll do cardio. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but it gives me this energy boost. Yeah. And I feel like it's probably you guys probably have a well thought out process of what makes shonen. But beyond fights and power ups, what do you think is that special thing that this genre really gives people?
I think hope.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think hope. I think it's the awareness that you can overcome difficult things that happen to you. I think that is probably the biggest thing that keeps bringing people back to shonen. And what I love about JJK specifically in that genre is that it does everything slightly different. It doesn't the character motivations aren't necessarily the same. Yuji is not an MC who's all about himself and I have to be the strongest and I have to get better and I have to do this. No, it's I have to help people. Despite myself, I have to help people. And then, you mix in the things that people love about shonen, and that's one of the reasons I think people are so drawn to JJK is it is this familiar genre, slightly different, so it feels really new,
Yeah, I think what the genre always gave me as a kid was that hope and that thought that I can overcome anything, but particularly the idea that you can fight injustice. You can fight, people that want to hurt, the people you care about. You can grow stronger, and it might not look like beating them up, but it really instilled in me this don't give up. And when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen, I think that's really such a big message is even if life throws you things that you couldn't even know could go wrong, that you can keep moving for yourself and for the people you care about.
My
Absolutely.
takeaway from that is that Kayleigh likes to beat people up, so you can put that as like,
definitely.
yeah.
I'm out on the streets every day.
Honestly, yeah, there is something. It's like as a metaphor, there's something about shonen anime that speaks to like working hard to get somewhere, which is like I love that. I think that's why I associate it with the gym too.
Totally. Yeah.
And you guys, your characters are obviously going through like such complex things and emotionally complex things. If you could give your character one piece of advice that you know works well because it worked for you, what would that be?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've done martial arts my whole life, and my kung fu teacher used to say all these like, it's like kind of like the stereotypical like Chinese master like sayings. He would always say this stuff, but one of the things he would always tell me growing up is you have to be willing to taste the bitter. You have to be willing to go through things that are hard to get onto the other side of it, or you have to be willing, if you're talking about like physically in training, you have to be able to go through this stuff when your muscles are burning and your body's exhausted to get to the other side where you're standing with your hand raised and you have a gold medal around your neck or whatever. But when he said that to me, he was always saying that more so than just in the context of martial arts. So I would probably tell Yuji the same thing. You have to be able to taste the bitter. So just keep going. Hopefully the good is on the other side, but just be comfortable in the uncomfortable. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Well done.
Yeah, I think the advice that I would give to Yuta is that life will have many responsibilities that you have to take on, while at the same time you also have a responsibility to yourself, and that you can't take on your responsibilities for other people if you are not being responsible for yourself and your own well-being.
I love that. I feel like that's so on on topic for the show because that's exactly what they have to learn for themselves, 100%. And I mean, I'm curious because obviously we've seen so many different animes go so many different lengths. Some animes are like the best things I've seen are like one season. Some are long as hell. What is your ideal? Like, obviously you want to keep this thing going as long as possible, but what do you think is like that sweet spot for JJK? Where do you think? How long do you hope that this thing goes?
I mean, if we're spacing out seasons a year and a half, maybe it's hard to speculate. It's hard to speculate because the thing now too is we have a lot of these anime movies. I don't know which way JJK is going to take it. I will say one of the things I love about what JJK does is 24 to 26 episode seasons. I think that is so important in a day and age where there's so many other shows that are like 8, 10, 11 episodes a season.
12s.
Yeah, I think having 24 episodes in a season gives the audience time to attach themselves to these characters. They start caring more, and it really gives us a chance, like as a culture that is consuming this media, talking about it. It just gives time for it all to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm loving the 24 episode season. So hopefully there's more of that in the future. I think that.
Yeah, that's the main thing I was going to mention. Is I'm a huge advocate for the 24 episode season. Obviously, maybe it's a little driven by being a lifelong
Job
anime
security?
fan. That well, yes, but I was used to that growing up. And I feel like, and I think studios are starting to realize this too, if you take really long to produce really little, that it becomes flash in the pan. People care for 2 weeks and then it's over. If you want to build a community of fans, you need that longevity of storytelling. But if I were to give a simple answer for how long I hope it goes, 5 seasons in a movie.
Love that. Oh my gosh, that's so on par for me. But guys, genuinely, congratulations on the success of the show. Obviously, it's like this cultural phenomenon, but like, I can't wait for people to check out season 3 because this show is awesome. Thank you so much for your time,
dude. Thank you.
You too.
Appreciate the great questions. Is your nephew, right?
That's my nephew. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him we said hello.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Of course.
Have a good one.